How's my sound?
DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another awesome episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon. Please help me welcome my other co-host. We've got Jen, the TheJuiceFairy.
What's up, yo?
We've got RinVapes.
Konnichiwa.
And we brought on our guest, Bonnie, aka Juice Junkie. We brought her back on because we wanna know more about you. We thought chit chat show, perfect time to just, hang out, relax, get to know people better. What do you guys think?
Fantastic.
How's everyone's weekend?
I had a great weekend. I don't know if anybody can, I don't know how many people follow me on Facebook, but if you follow me, you'll see a bunch of cool pictures. Even if you're not my friend, because I usually post those pictures as public. My stepdaughter got married yesterday, and we had a grand time. And the young people tried to kill me.
Weddings are so much fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. I got pretty tipsy in the beginning of the wedding, and then I sobered up at the end. It was, 4 hours. I think 2 hours is about my limit of drinking. Somebody had to be sober, so I do it. I take one for the team.
Mm-hmm. Rin, how was your weekend?
I just inhaled a huge
I saw that. Just as I asked you a question, take a big old rip on your mod.
It's been pretty chill, which is nice. I took tomorrow off because I don't want to work.
Nice.
Yeah.
I took tomorrow off because I work at a bank, so
Yeah,
they make me take holidays off.
Get all those.
Such a terrible thing to make me do, right?
Bonnie, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was great.
Did you mix up anything fun?
I was working on the Keyline RinVapes clone. A friend of mine PM'd me the other day and was like wanting to know if I knew anything about it, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool because I just recently purchased it. Because for years I've heard about how great it was. So yeah, I was kind of working on that a little this weekend. I feel like I got it pretty close. So for now, we'll have to see how it steeps out, I guess. So, and I'm looking forward to my buddy's feedback too. Shout out to Greg.
Key lime is always kind of one of those things for me that it just sounds really good, but then whenever I do it, I just mess it up every time, and it turns out like meh,
Well, I think they're actually using Flavor West Key Lime with Citrus Punch TFA. So I think that's really about all it is, honestly. Plus the cookies, obviously in there, so, and a couple creams. So once it steeps and I get some more feedback and from my friend, then I'll post the recipe because I think it's close. So.
And I wonder how it'll steep or if it'll fade.
Yeah, because unfortunately, the bottle that I bought was made in February, and when I first got it, I was looking at it and I'm like, oh man, send me this old stuff. I don't even like vaping juice that old myself. The stuff that I mix, if it's more than 6 months old, I'm usually passing it on in a bag somewhere to somebody. So I don't know, just my personal preference, really. I don't know.
I like steeped creams. I like them to steep a good long while, but I use low nic So on those, and I do tobacco, so I'm used to steep. And when I say good long while, I've had 6 months, a year max. After that, it starts to fade because I don't know. But I do like well steeped recipes. Sometimes those 6 months recipes come out really good.
Yeah. I feel like the line really faded in the juice that I have. So like the one that I mixed, obviously the lime in it is a little stronger, but I bought a zero nic juice because that's what I buy when I'm like looking to clone something, because then you can actually compare the colors of the juice if it's zero nic a little more than if you buy 3 nic, because once it starts to steep, we all know that nic makes it change colors a little bit. So you can almost get a closer color to it by doing zero nic. I mean, just food for thought anyway.
Yeah, and I find that creams change colors even without nic. So
yeah, they do for sure. So yeah.
So, Bonnie, question for you. How long have you been mixing for?
I've been mixing 4 or 5 years now. So
what's your preferred place to get information or to release your information in? Preferred places, Facebook,
Facebook, ELR, a little bit of like, I used to be on Reddit a bit, but like over the years I kind of like went more over to ELR, and then I'll just kind of like filter through some Facebook groups here and there, whenever I feel like getting online, or if I'm getting ready to mix up something and I want to look for some ideas, then that's when I would typically, get on Facebook or something and see what other people, like if I want to mix up a pistachio flavored e-juice, then I'll get on Facebook or ELR and just browse around and see, what other people's ideas are a little bit. And then sometimes that kind of can help me a little bit on what I want to use in my own recipe. Because, I have a ton of flavors, and sometimes, I know for me, I forget about certain flavors that I don't use regularly. So I might have that flavor, but kind of forget about it. And then as I'm like looking over other people's recipes or whatever, it might pop up and be like, oh, wow, yeah, dang, I would have totally forgot about that. So, that's pretty much what I do.
Do you keep your flavor stash in ELR, and do you use all the flavors?
I do keep, I have more recently started to actually add in all of my flavors, because there for a while, like in the beginning of everything, when I first started mixing, I, was a little lazier and didn't add in all of those flavors that I, initially purchased. Because basically what I did when I first started mixing was I gave myself a budget. I figured, okay, I quit smoking. I was spending, $50, $60 a week buying a carton of cigarettes. So I'm going to place at least one order a week for 50 or 60 bucks, so I can get free shipping, even if it is $65 or whatever, and that's how I accumulated a nice stash of different flavors to start
Why do
playing
you
around.
say that? That's how I did it too, but I did half of what I was spending on cigarettes.
Yeah.
See, I did $90 a week, but I would do it monthly.
Yeah. I would do it weekly just to try to build my stash up. So then, when I was starting to mix different things, how it is. Well, dang, I need that flavor. I need this flavor. So, and now I even, like if I get low on stuff, I have a little pad here. I write stuff down on there. So just as a reminder to purchase. But my purchasing of flavors is a lot less now than it used to be, that's for sure.
Yeah, you do reach a point where it kind of slows down.
Yeah, I don't get free shipping much anymore because I usually don't need that many flavors. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how I did it when I first started mixing. Now when I actually order flavors, I usually try to at least make up a 10 ml of it at, you know, whatever, like if the suggested flavor to mix is between 4 and 6%, I'll mix it up at the lower end, 4%. Or like, you know, flavor art, I usually try to do like 3 or 4 different testers with their flavors, because sometimes they can really like range from my experience, like, you know, how they vape, anywhere from 0.5 to 1 to 2 and 6% is what I personally mix up for flavor art flavors, because I love flavor art flavors. They're probably one of my favorite. So
yeah, they're some of my favorite as well.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to use, but yeah, they can, depending on what it is, they can vary. What profiles do you kind of gravitate towards? Is there a certain type that you prefer to vape for yourself?
I like fruity vapes, creamy vapes. I like tobacco here and there. I mean, I vape all over the place, really. It just kind of like depends on what I feel like vaping. I mean, right now I'm sitting here and this is what I have to vape on. They all have different flavors in them. So there you go.
That's what I looked like this weekend when I was out. And let me tell you, my sister-in-law rode with me because we had to take 2 cars. This is what I got today. And on the way there, you know, when you lead up to a wedding, it's a stressful situation. So I vaped the whole way there. It's a 4-hour drive. And today she says, "You must not be that stressed." I said, "Why?" "Because you've only asked me for juice to fill up your tank once." I was like, "Oh, yeah." She goes, "You had it looking like Cheech and Chong in here. When we rolled down the windows, there was room coming out. You had to clean the windshield twice while you were driving. You were like, 'Here's a napkin. Can you wipe down the windshield for me?'" And on the way back, I was cool. You know, I was like chilling, driving. So, yeah, this is what I've got.
Whenever I'm driving, I think that's like when I vape the most. I'm just constantly chain vaping.
I did too, but I guess on the way back, maybe I'm just hoarse from vaping so much. And you know, when you go to events with a lot of people, you always find your fellow vapor, you know, and the bartender, she was a vapor and she had her vape back there. And I put my mod back there. And my husband, when I was done dancing, he said, you know, I was giving my mod and my phone to the bartender when I would go out dancing. And then one time I said, "Chris, can you get me my mod?" And he grabbed hers and he said, "This yours?" I said, "No, that's not mine," because it had a regular Addy, you know, it had with pre-built coil stuff. It was just a standard smock mod with a smock tank. And I build all of mine. So I don't buy coils. Anyhow, then I was like, "Oh, she vapes." And then I was over there and of course, you know, you get it. I vape. And I was over there talking about, "Oh, do you vape? How long have you been vaping?" I interviewed her while we were up there. And I told her, "You got to catch the MIXINVIXENS. Maybe we could teach you how to mix."
Yeah.
Got to plug it. We need to get to that 1,000 mark.
That's right.
It's getting close.
It is. We're growing.
That's right.
Let's I think we have a question from the chat, or maybe this is just from that list. But anyway, I think it's a good kind of general question. What is the hardware liquid combo that got you off cigarettes?
Let's see. It was a Stellar, an RDA, the Stellar RDA, and I actually was I used that with a 12-nic juice. I was vaping some crap, really. It was double chocolate clear with whipped cream in it. Like that was one of my first, you know, mixes. Like that's the whole reason that I started mixing, really, was because I kept trying to find a good chocolate vape. So it was kind of like I, you know, kept purchasing all these different chocolates and, you know, wasn't coming up with anything that actually tasted like chocolate. So
And
You
you're still not.
Yeah, chocolates have come a long way, I'm telling you, in the last 2 years probably. But yeah, that's the whole reason I started mixing, was because I seen, there was a juice person that I found on Facebook, and hats off to him. I mean, I liked his juice, the price was right, and I just kind of thought of him like, well, he's kind of like a knucklehead, and if he can mix, I can figure this out. So, that's how I got into it. Because I know, there was a lot of chat, when you're not a mixer about, oh man, 100 milligram nicotine, that's unsafe, and you got to be extremely careful with it, and blah, 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 like that's the kind of stuff that I heard and different forums, not mixing forums, but from, just regular bakers, whatever. So
yeah, that's common. That's common.
Yeah.
They hate it that we mix, and they
I
don't want
was
to.
so scared to mix. And I
Exactly.
only got into it because a friend of mine who vapes too said he was thinking about mixing his own juice. I'm like, me too. Let's do it together.
Yeah.
And then so
Yeah.
Does he still mix, Emily?
not really.
Does he come and get your free juice now?
Yeah.
Because that's what happens.
I
Let's
just
do
took
it
it in
together.
wet, right?
Here, you do it.
It just well, we started off kind of together, and then I just went way down the rabbit hole, and he was okay with just getting free juice, like just mixing to have cheap juice, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just went crazy, like, how
I know. If we weren't crazy, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Something wrong with us, but it's good. It's a good kind of wrong.
The equipment that I started vaping on, that I got off cigarettes with, it was an original E-leaf 20 water with an Aspire like Claramizer.
Yeah.
I think I remember when you first joined groups, Emily.
Yeah, you do. You were here for a while. But the juice was just a crappy, like an 18 milligram. It was some mixed fruit yogurt, which it was good, and that's actually what I started DIY, wanting to clone that juice, and then I just found out I could do much better, and haven't looked back since. So.
Nice.
How about you, Jen? How did you quit? What did you quit cigarettes on?
What did I quit cigarettes on? I quit twice. I quit on blue. Was it blue? No. Was it? Yeah. First time I quit on blue. Back when blue was only sold like off a magazine. I think I got the Vape magazine. I was at the gym. What happened was I was working out. And I was working out religiously 5 days a week. It started off at 3 days a week. I got so addicted to working out, I was doing it 7 days a week. It started off 45 minutes a day. I was up to 2 hours a day and like 3 on Saturdays. I wouldn't even come home till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was addicted to working out.
Wow.
Not so much no more. And I didn't want to walk in the gym. Eventually I started feeling like everybody was judging me because I smelled like cigarettes. So I just ordered the blues. And they were owned by a small company here in North Carolina, to be delivered to my house so that I can vape on my way to the gym, so that I can work out and nobody would know I was smoking. And then I would vape, on the way home, and then I would pick up my cigarettes and I would smoke. So really, I didn't even start vaping so that I can quit smoking. I just did it so people wouldn't know I was smoking and working out that much. And eventually I started vaping at work, because back then, they didn't even know what the hell an E-cig was, number one. So I would go into the break room and just vape in the break room, and I would go in the bathroom and vape, and everybody knew I was vaping in there, but I wouldn't go outside anymore. And eventually it just took over, and it was like I was doing that a whole lot more than cigarettes. And I was finding myself not wanting other people to know I was smoking. I was like a down low, embarrassed person to smoke. So that's how I got off cigarettes. I think that's when I started. And it was the only thing I remember. I vaguely remember there was before the blue, I had bought a cartomizer e-cigarette that had the cotton that I would put there. It looked like the blue, but it was not as easy as the blue. So it had like a battery, and it had a little cartomizer at the end, and you would drip juice in that thing, and it would spit back in your mouth, and it had a little white tip on it, and you would charge that thing, and it only lasts like a couple of hits, and everything would gurgle and drown, and you'd get the juice in your mouth. It was disgusting. And that's when I found the blue eventually after that. But I remember that's how I started. And I don't even know what the hell juice I think I was getting it at some little convenience store is where I got that. And it cost me like $80, man. Those things are like $2 now on Fast Tag.
Yeah.
I mean, it cost me $80 for 2 little batteries, sticks, and 2 things that you would just stuff that has stuffed cotton, and you just drip into it. I mean, those were the caveman days, man.
That's crazy.
I was happy.
You're happy?
I was at the time.
Yeah.
Even drinking juice. I was drinking juice, but I mean, I guess I was getting my Nick fix that way.
That's true. Nicotine. What about you, Rin? Would you quit cigarettes on?
I'm a little different where I had already quit smoking. I was thinking about picking it up again. So I decided to do e-cigs instead, because I think my dad is the one that first mentioned it to me. And ironically, he didn't stick with it because this is like a decade ago, almost. And back then there was nothing. My first system was the free system, which is similar to blue, but the flavors were terrible. It was the ones that had the flavor inside the little flavor cylinder thing, kind of like a cartomizer, but the flavors were terrible. So then I was on E-cig forum, and they're like, get this instead. So it was like some no-name brand from My Freedom Smokes, and that one was considerably better because you were able to use whatever flavor you wanted. It was like the 510 cartridge system where it was like the 510. I don't know if it's just called a cartomizer.
I think so. If it looked like the cigarette butt, I think those were cardos. I'm pretty sure they are cardos.
Yeah,
they just the one that looked like the cigarette butt part that you would screw in.
Yeah, you screw it in, and then the cartridge part is just plastic, and it had like a filler in it, and you just poured the juice in the filler.
And the juice would spit in your mouth?
No, the one I had was pretty good, actually. And then they had like the little, the mods you can do to it, like the tea bag, and people were putting like filters from your fish tank in it and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, I remember that. The fish tank filters. Oh my God. You've been vaping a long time. That's gross. I never tried that.
Yeah. The first one I actually enjoyed was the Ego. The Egos were like the bomb, like when they first came out.
Did you ever get one of those blow me or blow ones?
What?
No shit. That's what they were called. They were Ego pens. They were called blow one.
Can't say that I have.
I did. I got one of those.
I was doing the Bogue cartomizer with the Ego Twist. That was my jam for a while. Then I upgraded to, I think it was the one I still have, the SVD. The Anakin, I think, did it. SVD. It's the telescoping one. And then I was doing like a Pro Tank. And then like my first like building was like rebuilding the Pro Tank heads, because they were much better when you rebuild them, because you can actually use cotton instead of the silica, and it made the flavor a lot better.
Yeah, I'd never ever mastered re-wicking those Ego style, what do you call those?
Well, you rebuild like the whole thing. You take it apart and then
you take off the top part.
Yeah.
Bottom, and then you just do the little bit of cotton with that. What was that? 28 gauge, 26 gauge?
Well, I like completely rewired it. Yeah.
Did?
Yeah. It's good
Shit.
times.
I went to the vape shop, and my first build was, I think it was my first build was on a, what do you call that? There's God, it was a tank, and it was the first tank that was rebuildable. What was that called? The
sub tank?
No, it was an actual rebuildable tank. Everybody had it. If you were a vapor, you had it. And
The limo?
Huh?
Limo?
Before limo, but it looked like the limo. Come on, somebody in chat, tell me what I was using.
Is it a clearomizer?
No, it was a mod. It was a tank. It was somebody in the tank. Jarvis, if you're in chat, what were we using? It was a tank, and it was a single coil, and it was before the Nautilus. It was before Smock. No, not the Phoenix.
Aspire?
No, it was the most popular tank.
The K-Fun.
K-Fun! There you go.
I don't like K-Funs.
Yeah. Huh?
I never liked the K-Funs.
It was the first one I had. It was for my first rebuildable ever. And it was wrapping that fucking around the damn things right there.
So
but I mean,
terrible.
hey, I used that for a year. Flavor was off.
I always had issues, like even now I have issues with those tanks, like rebuildable tanks. The only ones that I really liked was the sub tank because it was so easy.
Man, I love mine.
I always have issues with it just tasting funny.
Was it because you were flooding it out or not or too much cotton in it was you were getting dry hits?
I don't know, man. I tried everything. Like I bought a K-Fun not recently, it was a couple years ago. I bought my first authentic K-Fun just to see if like the flavor is so much better if it's not a like clone, and it just sits. I don't like it.
I can't do tanks. Like I can never get them to wick right. They either flood or I get dry hits, or sometimes if I'm really good and talented, both. I just can't get them to work right sometimes. I think the only thing I can do like almost every time is my Coil Art Mage and the Serpent Mini. But all the other ones I just can't.
Whoop, whoop. Serpent Mini.
My dad used the Serpent Mini for a while. I think that was the first one he started messing with. Like for a while, I was doing everything for him. I was rewicking it and everything. And then he started doing that himself. And then he put the coils in on his own, and he was so proud. I was like, good, I don't got to do it.
Yeah, my wife uses the Merlin, the full size, but she doesn't rewick it. So she's always having me. I'm lucky if she fills it herself, but she's always having me rewick it. And it's like a 50-50 chance. Sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes I have to rewick it because it's dry or it leaks or something. I'm just not good with it. But for me, I drip when I'm at home, so I don't get much.
I think that the thing with me with dripping is, and I do drip, but only for flavor testing, is that somehow it hits the back of my throat in a way that causes my throat irritation more than with a tank for some reason. I think it's the airflow.
Spit back?
Huh?
Maybe the spit back?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the way. Maybe it just. Maybe I need a longer tip, Jarvis.
Yeah, use that big drip tip that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, use that dip trip.
Trip.
All right, so Michael Morris had a question about Capella hibiscus. He says he heard about it helping strawberry vapes. If this is so, what percentage? I've never heard about it helping strawberry, but it does for me. It adds a nice sweet syrupy like stickiness to your vapes, to your mixes. But have you guys heard anything about strawberry specifically?
No, I haven't. Not with hibiscus. I have used it with hibiscus and I've with strawberry, and I have used it with blueberry, but not necessarily to make it pop. It just gives it a little bit of the green notes. And I would say try it with Capella hibiscus at probably 0.25 to 1%. Just gives it a different note. But
yeah, it's a great additive.
It's an additive, yeah, and it gives it a certain amount of sweetness.
Yeah, I like the texture. I use it more for the texture, if anything. In fact, last summer I made a lime slush, and I used it for like that authentic, like slushy, syrupy sweetness, and it turned out pretty good.
And I like hibiscus with cotton candy also. It's pretty good. Capella hibiscus mixed in with Capella blue cotton candy stuff. That's pretty good.
Nice.
That was a beard clone, right? The beard clone.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
I think it makes cotton candy pop. Or at least show up. Show up to the party instead of just muting itself out.
I'll have to try that.
But it doesn't last long. Well, I don't remember. It's been a long time. That was one of my first mixes. I remember when I was mixing Capella cotton candy at like 15% with 18 milligrams of nicotine. And vaping that out of the K-Fun. Same thing with hibiscus. Anybody else do any crazy mixes like that? Super high when they were still doing... Did anybody start with high nicotine?
I started with 0 because I was already... Yeah. I did like the reverse. I started off 0 nic for the longest time, and then I started getting into nic. Mainly because everything that was sent to me, like e-liquid to review, always had nic in it. So then I'm like, well, I kind of like... I don't know, like nicotine can have benefits to it. It's supposed to help with concentration and things like that. So I figured at low amounts, why not? And now, like, I don't think I could go back really, because it just feels like there's something missing when there's nothing in there. But I'm still pretty low though. I like do 1 milligram. But yeah, like high nic I can't do. Like it literally makes me feel like I'm drunk or something.
Yeah, summer I was playing around with nic salts. I had a different job and was working a lot more, and it was really difficult because I was vaping nic salts at like 20 and 30 milligram. Actually, I bought some juice this past summer because I just was working like 60, 70 hours a week. It was horrible. So, yeah, I was playing around with nic salts. You know, there's a whole bunch of them that have flooded the market. And I was vaping it out of a Baby Beast tank at, 30, 40 watts. And like when I came back to my old job, then I tried to go back to like a 3 nic, and I was like really jonesing for some nicotine. Like I really felt the need to like carry 6 nic to work and to get off the nic salts because it was just really a lot. I don't know.
I vape nic salts out of a pod, and I do them at up to 25 milligrams. But when I'm vaping normally, I am vaping at a 6 on a normal basis, mostly. I don't know. I still need my nic.
Well, see, I do 25 milligram when I'm testing pod recipes and stuff. But I only do 3, like for everything else. But I think now I'm at the point where I'm more addicted to the habit and like the breathing in and breathing out and the flavor and stuff than I am the nicotine. Because like if I haven't had a vape for a while and I'm like jonesing, like I would, if I could choose between the pod, which I know has more nicotine, or like a mod that will, has better airflow and better flavor, I'll choose that every time. So I think I don't think it's nicotine anymore that I'm really addicted to. I think it's just kind of the habit and the flavor and like the forcing yourself to breathe and relax and
and I I have to say that the flavor for me is very important as well. So, you know, like if I'm going to be chain vaping and vaping for flavor, I do use this isn't even for flavor. The reason that I have this is because this is the one I traveled with, because I'm vaping at 18 watts because it's a 0.69 ohm, and it was for travel. And it's, you know, it was I was on 9, which I vaped a whole lot less than I did on the way there, and I was at a 3 on the way there. But I am used to, during the day, higher nicotine while I'm at work, and at night I go down to 3. I taper myself down, like I go to 6 and then to 3, depending on how much chain vaping I'm going to be doing, because I don't want to get Nick sick, you know what I mean? But I do need the hand to mouth at night when I'm in the middle of doing stuff, just putting the vape in my mouth and going with it, you know. But I don't always vape for flavor. Sometimes I don't hate vape. I cannot vape nasty juice, but I will vape something very simple. That's when my tobaccos come in handy. Like right now I'm doing a Royal and Burley blend with a little bit of marshmallow and a little bit of vanilla, just because it's plain, but it will give me my nicotine without making my taste buds tired.
When you use Nick salts, who's your favorite company to use Nick salts from?
I don't have a favorite. I'm not a big fan of Nick salt's flavor at all. I am still in the testing stage. I would say that probably Nude Nicotine is, but their shipping sucks. So their time frame is terrible. I don't know if they fixed that or not. So this last time I needed Nick salts like in a quick and in a hurry. So I went with Nicotine River. So I don't think I have a favorite for Nick salts. For my regular everyday nicotine, I must say that I do use Heartland Vapes Nick for my standard. I use the black label because that is Chemovatics.
Yeah.
So I like that brand.
Yeah, I got some Perillum Nick salt, and I only ordered a 60 mil, and I also ordered the other 3 new ones, like the glass, or I don't know which ones they were. Yeah, glass was one of them, and then there was 2 other ones. But the Perillum Nick salt that I got, I was not happy with that at all. Like I mixed up one juice with it, and I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. And I smelled the Nick, and it's like, it was like straight oil or something. It smelled like
crude oil, right? Yeah. But all Nick salts smell like that to me.
Yes, it was really bad. And then I had some Nick salts from Nude Nick, and compared them and smelled them. And Nude Nick was a lot less oily smelling than the Perillum was. I mean, I don't know if I got a bad batch or what, but I'm like, I'm not using this, and I threw that away. So
I didn't throw mine away. Nicotine's expensive. It's in a pod. I can't taste it that much in that. I'll roll with it.
Next time I'll send it to you, all right?
All right. You got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll send it in my husband's juice because he's strictly pod right now.
Oh, wow.
He went back to smoking.
Oh, no.
So I'm trying to get him off again. Again, this would be time number 3.
You're just stepping it down.
No, I'm not stepping it down. I'm keeping him right at 30 milligrams until he puts one cigarette down and starts vaping full time. And then after he's vaping for a good month, then I'll step him down. And I'll use regular nicotine again.
Sounds like a plan.
Enjoying the pods.
The pods.
So Leilani had a good question. I thought it was really interesting. She had asked, what's one flavor profile that you can't get right no matter how hard you try?
Who's the question for?
All of us. As she says, at MIXINVIXENS.
See, she was trying to throw that on me. Is what she was trying to do, but
I'd say we all.
You start first, Emily.
Well, I kind of did in the beginning of the show. I said key lime pie. It's just either I don't like it as much as I think I should, or I'm just not good at it and I just can't get it right. I haven't figured it out.
How about you, Rin?
Peach cobbler.
Have you tried
Have I tried what?
peach cobbler? Is it because your peach hurts your throat?
Yeah, it makes it more difficult for sure. But I can't get like the cobbler part right because I don't really vape bakery or desserts much, but I wanted to do it for a specific reason. And I've tried several times and it just doesn't come out anywhere close to what it's supposed to be.
I can't think of anything because I struggle with everything at different times. I mean, it doesn't matter. Orange is always either too much orange or not enough. I don't know, but that one is the one that I guess if I have to pick one, I would say orange.
Yeah, because it's kind of a strong flavor, and it can walk all over your other flavors pretty easily.
Oh, and I'm sure we all struggle with cherry.
Oh yeah, cherry, chocolate, like coffee. Those are just, cheat answers. I want to go back to Rin's peach cobbler for a minute. You recently discovered Wonder Flavors peach pie and cream. Have you tried to use that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just that one, although it's a really good peach, it just doesn't mix well with others.
Yeah, it's the crust that I have the issue with.
Mm-hmm.
I think as I become more forced to do these profiles, I don't do because of the show. I'll get better at it because like the pear tart, the crust came out really well.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get to a point where I can make it. It was like a tribute to somebody. And I'd like to be able to nail it if I could, just because.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah. We'll see.
What about you, Bonnie?
I think that one of the flavors I struggle with is a blue raspberry cotton candy, actually, like trying to blend the raspberry and blueberry together to make it seem like a realistic cotton candy, like a blue raspberry cotton candy. Yeah, I got a juice a long time ago, and the distributor stopped making it. It was a ice cream blue raspberry ice cream, cotton candy ice cream. It was really good, and I kind of worked on cloning it, and then I gave the rest of the bottle to my cousin because I had it for a while and stopped playing with it. But I mean, I feel like I got kind of close, but it's not where I want it to be at all. So, yeah.
Have you used Liquid Barnes Blue Raspberry?
Yep, I have.
And still no, huh?
Yeah, I usually like personally, I like to use like Flavor West Blueberry and like Capella Raspberry, and then add a little bit of what is the mixed berry flavor that Capella has. Harvest, a little bit of that in there. But something I did find like along the way with messing with that is that like using a little bit of colada in there, it kind of makes it feel like more of a realistic cotton candy flavor for some reason. When I added a little bit of Flavor West colada, I think it was, or Cool Effects is what they call it, Flavor West Cool Effects. I added a couple drops to that, and it seems to help it out a little bit, but I don't know.
For some reason, Flavor West Cool Effects makes me queasy to my stomach.
Easy to your stomach.
Weird, I know. It's not the weirdest thing
ever used Flavor West Cool Effects.
Yeah, lime Tahiti gives me a headache. Flavor art, so I get the weird stuff, you know.
TFA energy drink gives me a headache.
Really? Okay.
I always thought it was the floral notes in it, but I don't know.
That's one of those flavors that I don't use very often. And every now and then I kind of rediscover it. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a really good flavor. I should use this. So I put in something. If you happen to see a recipe by me that I asked you to test, I didn't do it because of this show. I've already been using it. So just keep that in mind. You might have to try energy drink.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Thanks.
No problem. It's already in the works. I didn't do it just because you said it gives you a headache.
Okay. Let's see. I think Addie had a question for us also way back at 6:15. Addie?
Someone in chat also mentioned Real Flavors Wild Cherry, and I said something about that. I think last time I was on the show, I said about the Real Flavors Cherry. So for cherry flavors, Real Flavors, you guys have to give it a try. I promise you. If you don't like it, I'll buy it from you because I can use it, honestly. Really. I'll even pay shipping.
That's powerful. Buyback guarantee right there, guys.
You can send, I'll even pay for shipping for you to send it to me, okay? So next time you place an order, pick that up. If you hate it, say, look, you owe me $10 and I'll send it to you, okay?
The show is not sponsored by Real Flavors.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Real Flavors either, but I mean, that's one.
I'll try it. I'll try it because I've got an order to place sometime next week.
There you go.
I'll try anything twice. I'll pick it up too.
I think I sent most of my Real Flavors to Jen.
I just got them.
Is it Real Flavors Cherry or Real Flavors Wild Cherry?
Either one. Both of them.
They're in the I must try list. Oh no, a lot of these are Wonder Flavors, man.
No, not the last one. The one before that.
The one before that. Yeah, I got those too.
No, I sent you good flavors this time.
Yeah, I know. I actually, you can see in here, you would see that it's divided in half because some of them smelled like Jennifer flavors, some of them smelled like Rin flavors. None of them smell bad.
You gotta try the yogurt drink and the sweet cream my vape train.
Actually, the yogurt drink did smell so good. I have not had time to mix it this week.
I even like it at Mixin.
It's good.
Yeah, I bet.
What % do I need to mix that yogurt drink at?
I do it at
Jennifer's. What % does Jennifer need to mix it at?
I don't know. I just know what Rin mixes it at.
Right, where's the Rin mix it at?
Well, Shindo does it at 6. I do it at 3. So
I'll try it at 3. 3 sounds fair enough to try.
It's pretty good. If you don't want a single flavor test, throw some Vape Train or Capella sweet cream in it, and it's really good.
Okay. Deal.
But it's a good flavor.
I'll have to add that to my list. That's something I don't have.
It smells so good. It smells good right out the bottle. I think I can flavor test it, and I'll be happy with it. As a matter of fact, I might make it into a pod recipe to see if it works for a pod, and I might mix it at 6.
Awesome.
It smells strong enough to should work in a pod.
Yeah. Yep, it's at Bull City Flavors finally, because for a while you couldn't get it anywhere but direct. And people kept talking about it, like, oh, it's so good. It's like, shut up. Like, I can't get it. I'm not paying shipping from Australia. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot.
That sweet cream is pretty good too. Vape Train sweet cream.
And the buttercream frosting is really good by them.
The vanilla buttercream frosting it's the best I've ever had. It's so rich and sweet, and it's really good.
Yeah. They have quite a bit of banger flavors. Today I tried the creme brulee.
Oh, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it hasn't steeped, so I don't know.
It's no old Inawera creme brulee, but it's pretty close. It's pretty good.
I don't like Inawera's creme brulee. That was the one I didn't like.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
then you may love Vape Trains because it is different.
I might have mixed it too hard. because I did it at 2, which I didn't mean to, but I figured I'd try it anyway and see what happened.
It's not too high, but maybe for you it is.
For me, yeah. Because I generally mix theirs about 1. But it was like buttery, and I'm like, no.
Why are you saying that like a bad thing?
Well, number 1, creme brulee to me is not buttery. And number 2, I don't like butter in my vapes really. Like like there's very few instances where I don't mind it, like in croissant, I think it's good. But like for custards, I don't really want it to be buttery. But
Here's my yogurt drink. I'm definitely gonna mix this tonight. I pulled it out outside of the box. It'll get mixed into a 30 ml just to test it. I'm excited. You gave me an idea. I would have been thinking tonight, what do I want that's different? Now I know.
Now you know.
There you go. He said 0.5%. Well,
who did?
For creme brulee.
Oh.
And then maybe, I don't know if you guys would know any more than me, but Flavora's Brulee, is that just the top and not the creme?
Yeah. Let me look up my notes for that one. That one's weird. It's not like a creme brulee at all. Or like it's kind of like it has that burnt sugar note that, hold on.
Because from what I was reading, it sounds like it's just the brulee, which would be the top part.
Yeah, but
which would be the burnt sugar part.
Right.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's the thing is it's a cooked sugar coating. This is exactly what I put in my notes. Cooked sugar coating on a pile of wax.
That sounds like yumminess.
So if you want just the top, okay, here's what you do. You just want the top and no creme. You just want the brulee. 101 burnt sugar.
101 burnt sugar.
Burnt sugar. They have a flavor called burnt sugar, and it's just the burnt sugar, the cooked sugar on a creme brulee.
Okay, and where do you get that?
I got it in Canada at DIYEjuice.com, but if you're in the States, I think DIY Vapor Supply, you can get it. Which Bonnie's on the show again that we said that we would stop talking about this vendor, but that's the only other place I know you can get it. 101 Direct.
Does she not like them?
I personally order from them. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't. As a matter of fact, I was making a list for them today, but
I just know last time she was on the show, I said something about
they're not authorized resellers for a few manufacturers.
But they have everything.
Flavora and mlNikon, to name 2, they are not resellers for them because, as we all know,
we might as well throw Flavor Art in there. They sell all the stuff you're not supposed to sell.
Yeah, they don't care,
Yeah.
and we don't care for buying this stuff.
That's right.
So they have it. I mean, even if you only order 2 or 3 flavors, you're still paying $7 shipping. So they don't care. I mean,
that's why I don't buy from them. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and their prices are a lot higher. I mean, but they have things that we want.
Yeah, they have things that you can't get anywhere else, you know? And
yeah.
So if you're into trying obscure different flavor brands or different flavors that you normally have to order direct from in a bunch of different places, it's a good spot to go to just kind of get everything out at once.
Yeah, like mlNikon M line is there. You can't really find that anywhere except direct, and they're like in Poland.
Right. Well, I've never ordered from them yet because I'm really stingy. I just don't like venturing out just to order a specific flavor. I'm like that person. I'm like, well, do I really want that? I have like 1,000 others I haven't even tested yet. Do I really want one more that's probably going to sit on the shelf? That's why Rin sends me stuff, because she's like, you've got to try this. You have to. And I'm like, I don't want to. And she's like, yeah, give me your address.
Poor baby.
I'm being tortured.
Oh no, don't send me the new
No,
Wonder flavors.
no,
No, don't send me the yummy yogurt drink. No.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. I'm so glad you sent this though. I would never have ordered it. Now I need it. I'm pretty sure I need this in my life.
No, Bull City sells it, so
I know.
now you can get it. I have a lot of vape train. I was looking through that. I've probably only mixed about a third of it. It's overwhelming.
What are you waiting on? Get to it. Mix it.
Well, you get this
Tell me if I need it.
new flavor company comes out with it and it gets a lot of traction. You're like, oh, I gotta get everything by them and try it all, and then it just gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
And then we have all this uncharted flavors. And then we say, I don't know what I want to mix.
Yeah.
No, I don't want. No, none of this sounds good. What is there out there? And then we go shopping.
There's nothing
we're
to
like,
mix.
Then we get it in and we forget what the hell we wanted to mix.
Why we got it in the first place?
Yeah. And we're like, what did I get?
Why do I have this flavor from Bigford? Like, what the heck? What was I gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I almost bought bamboo because apparently this one, I forget which company it was, maybe Nick Vape. I don't know, some company had bamboo flavoring and I was gonna get it. I was like, do I really need bamboo? Like, what am I gonna do with that?
That just sounds awful.
I don't know. Like, I don't have it though.
Right. You want it because you think there may be just that one time that you may need something like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to the point where you're like,
from Flavor Art.
what is that even?
For?
What is it?
It's a refreshing. It's bubble bath.
Bubble bath.
Ew.
It's like dryer sheets. It's clean.
No, thanks.
It's a clean vape.
No, I have plenty cleanser flavors.
It just doesn't sound like something I want to vape.
It sounds like that real or what Wonder flavor champagne soda. You have your tropical baby powder dryer sheet.
Yeah.
That I made the Lonnie test.
There, some people like that stuff, so whatever.
It's not bad, to be honest. It's not bad. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's pleasant.
Yeah, exactly. Ozone's not bad. It's just weird. So it's not something you want to commit to. It's something you want to taste so you can say, oh, it's not that bad. It can go in something, and then you never think of what you could put it in.
And it just sits around collecting dust.
So get a little bottle. So you can say, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'll put it in something.
Exactly.
Get a 10 ml, then stick it in the piff box or something,
I don't piff nothing. I will mix it and then piff the mixed juice to my Team Free shit over here. Because, I mean, yeah, I have like 12 vapors that are friends. Hey, Jen, you're my friend, right? Yeah, I'm your friend. What do you got in your box? Come get all this shit off my desk. I've already tested all these. I don't want to vape any of them. Come get something. Oh, they're 20 milligrams of nicotine. I know. That's what I'm testing lately. So I'm testing pod recipes. So this is what you get.
You can't be begging. You can't be choosing.
Just vape a little bit of it. Don't do a whole lot or you'll get sick. If you want it, you're vaping 6, 3, 9, or 24. Which is it? So are we going to address Addie's question from 6:15?
Sure.
And he said, let's see, Addie Tooney, MIXINVIXENS, what do you girls do for a living?
Well, you already said.
I did. I work at a bank. I work at a bank as a fraud analyst. So I catch the bad people. Actually, I save the bank money.
Nice.
I save the client's money too. I try to. If I fail, it's not my fault. I must have missed that one. or I was chatting on
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened. Oh shit. Where were you, Jennifer? I was in the bathroom.
What about you, Ren? What do you do?
I order phones. That's like the easiest way to put it. It's weird. It's a very obscure job, but I order mobile phones for corporations.
Cool. So you're in the I guess purchasing department?
It's called procurement, but I don't know. Like I said, it's weird, and it's being dissolved anyway. So I don't even know what my
procurement is a career field that not too many people can do, because you have to actually get the invoices in and order and then ship out, right?
Literally all we do is go on the carrier site and order the phone.
Wow.
Like, it's really basic. It doesn't take much talent, really. I mean, it does in a way, because like each company has like rules and regulations they have to do, and then if there's an issue with the phone, like they didn't get it or whatever, it can be a little bit interesting, but overall it's not really very stimulating.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, Emily?
Me, I am a semi-unemployed e-juice developer.
You're an e-juice developer. Oh, we forgot to put that on our resume, Rin.
What on my resume?
We're e-juice developers.
Oh. Yeah. I really don't want them looking up my YouTube channel. Personally.
Who? The people with your resume?
Yeah, any employer or my place of employment, I really don't want them watching me.
I don't really want them watching me either, but it's not on my resume for sure. But I mean, we can put a separate vaping resume, right?
What about you, Bonnie? What do you do?
I'm a vendor, and I deliver Thomas's English muffins, Arnold bread, Entenmann's cakes. I make my orders. I deliver them to the store, put the product on the shelf. Yeah, that's what I do.
See, I couldn't have your job because I'd be fired for stealing cakes.
Yeah, me too.
Well, most of our product only has a week code on it, and it's, like, just so you know, like next time you go to the grocery store and you pick up a loaf of bread, like each tab has a different color. So those colors are like, tomorrow when I go into my store, I'm going to be pulling yellow. That's Monday. So whatever tabs I have left on the shelf that have a yellow tab on there, those are returns. So basically, for the most part, you can, we take our returns back to the depot. There's a pig farmer that comes and picks them up. And I mean, so basically, if you wanted to keep any of those returns, you could. And my neighbors love me, even though they hate that my work truck sits in my driveway. They love me because they get free cakes. They get free little bites,
I wouldn't want to be your neighbor either.
So, that's
I'm addicted to cakes.
You like cake?
I love cake. I don't like ice cream. I don't like cookies that much. I'm a cake person.
Well, next time you come up this way, let me know, and I'll have you leave it.
No, I have to stay away from people like you.
Do you ever come to Baltimore or Washington, D.C.? I'm pretty close to there, so.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, Bonnie, thanks for hanging out with us on our Chit Chat show. It was nice to finally, be able to talk and get to know you a little bit better. I know the last show you were on, it was just kind of going through recipes and stuff. We didn't really have a chance to talk. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for not being scared of us and coming back on.
I'm not scared.
You're not scared? Good.
No.
You come back next week? No, just kidding.
Keeps looking to the left. That's a sign of deceit.
No, I'm actually going to be at the Ravens football game next Sunday. So, yeah.
Cool. That sounds like a good time.
Yes, it'll be awesome.
All right. Well, next week we'll have our judging show. We have
Right. We have a special guest judge.
Yeah. Switching out the men's.
Yep.
The men's.
The men's. All the men's.
Speaking of, they were all in Vegas this week. Has anybody heard back from them? I mean, other than, we saw Fresh online. He's the only one that updated everybody with their Facebook and showed some videos. But has everybody made it home safely? Do we know?
I don't know. I think they might be all traveling today. I'm not sure.
Cool. I wish I knew who won the competition.
Well, apparently Fresh got second place.
I think Adam won the shake and vape, but I don't know about the other one. Adam McCree won the shake and vape, I believe.
I wonder how it went with the public, though. I mean, I want to hear more about this. So maybe we need to come on the judging show and grill them. What do you think?
Yeah, because
when they start grilling us, we don't let them stop there. It's their turn.
Yeah, if you can just grill them about Vegas.
Hopefully, they're not watching us. They're not expecting it.
They don't watch us. Are you kidding?
No.
All right. Hey, let's thank our sponsors real quick. Flavora, All the Flavors, Bull City, and E-cig Express. Thank you so much for helping us out. And everyone for hanging out with us and talking with us, giving us questions, and just chilling. Thank you so much. You guys have a
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for Wayne DIY or Die. Go check out his channel.
Yes.
Thanks. I always